It's Becca. Thank you for tuning in to what is going to be a hot mess. I already feel it. It's going to happen. I feel it in my bones. This is my closeout for September. I'm so far behind, guys. I didn't even do my mini Monday yesterday, so you know something's wrong. It is what it is. Just behind. And I need to catch up. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to take another semester off from school. I have come to the conclusion that, first of all, how many times can I say in this video? I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to have to pay for a preceptor each semester because I cannot find any that are willing to precept me without being paid. And so I was talking to my personal PCP the other day, and she said, well, she does it, but she goes through a place that's called Clinical Match Me, and so it is $1,000 for them to match you and then $1,000 for your preceptor, and that would be $10,000 extra on top of my tuition. So I was supposed to have a preceptor picked by the end of this semester, and unfortunately it's not happening because the end of the semester is next week. So we are going to take a semester off, find a preceptor, because they won't let you register anyways if you didn't have a preceptor 120 days before you're supposed to start. So, yeah, that's the game plan now. Anybody has any suggestions on how to find a preceptor? I would welcome the information. But as of right now, I don't have one. So, we are just trucking along. I guess what will happen is I will end up having to pay, which thankfully, because I have gotten tuition reimbursement some, and I get a 30% off credit or a 30% off tuition thing for my school. I've put it all in my high yield interest account, and it actually ends up being $10,500. So isn't that just kismet? I think that's what we call a God wink. So here we are. This is what we're doing. I did talk to a friend, and she actually took out a home equity loan to get through school. And so I thought that was a very smart idea, considering that home equity loans are much cheaper than what I'm actually paying in interest right now. So, but all is done. It's going to be fine. In the end, I'm not going to regret this. So it is what it is. So let's get to cracking. Okay. So in our minis, let's see what we saved in mini for this month. So 2, 4, 6, 8 times 4 is 32. You'd think I'd learn by now to write the numbers on here, but I don't. I did 18 on this one. I can see it. And then this was 2, 4, 6 times 5 is 30, 24, 18. Ooh, this was 25. And the last one, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32. Okay, so $279 in minis is what we saved for those. And I know they don't seem like a lot. I think maybe I've either forgotten some or I don't know what happened to them. I didn't put them in there. Something like that. But September was also a slow month with girls trip. So there's that too. Okay, so we saved 27 for this one for girls trip. Why do I not write the amounts down, guys? 20, 40, 60, 80, 180, 50, 40. Haha, I don't remember. And then this one was 50. So it ended up being, I want to say we saved $387 on that one because I just did back to the bank on this. I think that was $387 is what we saved in girls trip in September. So that was pretty phenomenal. Okay, now let's see what we saved in debt, which is my coffee and books binder. This is from Budgeting with Lysandra. 10, 20, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we're just going to count at the end. How about that? Not a huge amount for debt in September, but you know what? Every little bit counts, and that's what matters. Plus, I still have 3 weeks worth of debt to play, so that will be coming up this Saturday. My Mini Monday will be the only video that I skip this week, and that's depressing because I love Mini Mondays. But I have been struggling with a sinus headache for the past 3 days because our weather here just cannot make up its mind what it wants to do. Okay, so let's see what we saved in debt. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. In debt, we saved $227. Not big, but it's okay because I still have $300 waiting in the safe to get going. And I still haven't done it. So we are going to put this towards debt. Like I said, any little bit helps because Lord knows I want to have my debt paid off before my student loans start. That would be nice. Okay, so let's go to sinking funds. And we finished our back to school one, so that's a big one. You hear some big sighs over there. That's Judy. It's a hard life being a dog. It's just a hard life. And if she does not quit using the restroom in my house, I'm going to slap a diaper on her all day long is what's going to happen. Because I don't understand why she keeps doing this. She's old enough to hold her bladder and her poopy. Yes, I'm talking about you, heathen. Okay, let's see what we've got. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 510. Awesome. Now here's going to be the kicker because there are a lot of categories that I don't have to save a massive amount for anymore. So let me put all those there just to kind of get them out of the way. Let's see what we're going to do with our dice because let me explain why. Let's scoot these over. So Amazon we just paid, so we don't have to pay it till next year, so there's no sense in starting saving right now. Bath & Body Works, I haven't bought any candles. Beauty, I just had my hair done, and I still have $200 in the bank. Car maintenance, I have $1,000 in car maintenance, and I don't have a vehicle to maintain. And hear me when I say this. Because my husband has a lease vehicle with his company, they pay for maintenance, taxes, inspection, and insurance. So we don't pay anything on it. So car taxes is my Jeep, and my Jeep is $86 a year. So there's that. I don't have the maintenance on it, but I do think that I'm going to use some of the maintenance to start fixing up my Jeep. I need a soft top for my Jeep, so that will go through some of it. But I'd still like to keep $1,000 in here for the time when I might get a car again. So we'll see. But it's fully funded, so I don't need any in there. And car taxes, I probably could put the money in there now, but it's not due till June of next year. So technically, I could really start January of next year and save like $12 each month. So Christmas is fully funded. Extra car, I don't need it, but I have $415. Yep, I have $415 in there. Actually, yeah, I have $415 for an extra car. Extra house, I definitely could put some more money in. We're going to have to get our ductwork cleaned out because there is standing water in the bottom of it. We were able to have somebody come and do our, I call them capacitors. They're not that. Capacitors. They wanted to charge me $1,000, and it took a friend of ours less than 30 minutes to change those bad boys out, and they were $10 on Amazon. So, a little discouraged that a company charges that much, but was very appreciative. I could not thank that friend enough, so was grateful for that. So we ended up saving $1,000 that way. But we still have to get the ductwork cleaned out because the water that stood still. Fitness is just for I did get a membership to a gym, but it's coming out auto draft, so I'm not really worried about that. This is for my annual, I'll think of it in a second. It's for my Bowflex Journey membership. So that's for my Journey membership. Gifts has 117, so it really doesn't need anything. Boss's Week is this week, so I'm giving some money for that. Health definitely needs to be built up. I put that in the wrong envelope. That does not go there. That goes here. It has $105, so we definitely need to build that up some. So between health, Judy's emergency, and twins' holiday, the next thing that needs to be paid for them is their birthday, and that's in February. So that's where I stand with sinking funds. Now, I know this will start over next year, but yeah, I just kind of in a standstill as to what I do with it. So we have $510 to put where we need to put, and there's nothing that is in dire need of anything. So let's go back through. I could just go ahead and put $100 in car taxes and be done with it. So let's do that. 20, 40, 60, 81. So that will save. My Jeep is a 2000. It's a Jeep Wrangler, and so I think it's $86 this year, so it'll probably go down to less than that next year. Christmas is fully funded. Extra car I don't need. I could put some in the house if I needed to. Fitness, I believe, is 160, so I could definitely put 70 in here and call that done. 20, 40, 60, 70. And I know that some of you may be like, wow, what a bad problem to have. It wasn't always like this. Like this is not always how my debt journey has been. I have been living paycheck to paycheck. I have charged up all my credit cards to maximum capacity. I've never been in this situation where you look at your sinking funds and you're like, okay, I don't know where to put them because everything is fully funded. And while this is a really good feeling, I don't ever want to be in the situation I was before, because while it humbled me, it was very stressful. And now I'm in a situation where it's not stressful anymore, other than to find places where to put the money. And that's not really a stress to be writing home about. But I look at this and this works. It truly, truly works. And my husband laughed at me for the longest time because I did my budgeting this way. I did it off camera for years, but I did my budgeting this way. And he's like, okay, well, when he went out for surgery and he only got 66% of his paycheck, he's like, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it. So I did him a budget. And I was like, this is how much money you're wasting. Like I said in the past, we would go to the grocery store and he would put everything in the buggy that he wanted, and it was like $130 a week. We spent $140 a week for both of us. So I was like, I don't think that magical fairies come in and refill your debit card at the end of the night. So let's tone it in a little bit. And we did. And when I met my husband, he was driving a little bitty Toyota Titan, maybe? Is that the tiny truck? Is that the little truck? Now, my husband is a big guy. He's not like chubby. He is like big and broad shouldered and 6'2", and he's just buff. He's a broad man. And to see him and get in this truck, I was like, do you fit in there? So when we did his budget, he saw that he could afford a truck payment. And that was the first thing that cleared his mind, is where have I been spending all of this money? And I was like, I would like to know that same thing. And so when he saw he could afford a truck payment, he went out and got him a bigger truck and a better truck. And I say a better truck because this truck actually broke down on the side of the road with us in it on the way back from my parents' house. And so he was so frustrated. But he had had it a while and no car payment. And it was his first one that he'd ever bought brand new and didn't have to pay a car payment on. And it was just nice to have that. So budgets work. They change and you switch them around and you make them work for you all the time. And so this is just a situation where I have to make it work for me. And so I will go back and revamp my sinking funds and see what works, because now that I have to pay for a preceptor, maybe some of that money needs to shift over into nursing fees, which is where I should put some of this money into some nursing fees now and start accumulating the money for that. Seeing as how I don't have a car payment anymore, I help my husband pay for the car payment for the lease vehicle that he has. It's $300 a month, so I just put it in a savings account for him because he doesn't technically need it at this moment. And so it'll help him in the end, maybe with maintenance on his truck that he has. So it's just life changes. That's the moral to this whole vintage story right here, is that life changes. Budgets change, and you just kind of adapt to them and you change them for what works for you. So that's what we're doing today, is we're changing some things that are going to work for us. So fitness, that we have already fully funded. I'm sorry, this is a chatty video. Gifts, we don't need anything in. Health, we could put some more money in. So let's put 100 into health. How about that? 20, 40, 60, 80. Yeah, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. Okay, so we'll put another 100 into health. So health has 205, which we'll be deleting some of that because I had a therapy appointment. And my insurance is getting ready to change in January. So I'll be interested to see what they pay for and what they don't. Hub's birthday is fully funded. Let's put 100 into Judy's. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. So I think Judy's is up to... No, it came down from that. I think she's got 550 in there. Nurse fees, let's put 100 in there. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And so with nurse fees, we'll just put this in as odd for schooling and see what comes about with that. Twins holiday is fully funded. So what do we have left? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we've got $40 left. Let's see. Let's just put it into extra house. How about that? So we'll put $40 into extra house. So that's what we've got. That's what we're going to do. Actually, you know what? Let's start Amazon because we just finished Amazon. So let's just go ahead and start it back. Because extra house has like 1,000 some in it. The ductwork is going to be $850, but I also want to pay an extra house payment on the house as well. All right, guys, that is all I've got. I'm sorry this was not a very interesting video and that it was very short-lived. Hopefully next month will be a little bit different. Yeah, it's just the craziness going on. But thanks for hanging in with me. Thanks, and just know that, like I said, budgets change. You just adapt. You adjust them to yourselves, and that's how it works. And it's okay. You can completely wipe out all of your binders that have money in them and start fresh and do something different. And trust me, no one's going to hold it against you. No one's going to say anything about it. You have to do what's right for you. If I had to clean out all my binders today and put it towards a debt binder or a debt payment because that's exactly what needed to be done, then that's what I would do. I mean, it's just you have to work. You have to do what's best for you and your family. So, in saying that, guys, your budget fits you and your lifestyle. So just remember that. I will see you guys in my Thursday video. I'm going to try to do a debt video for Thursday video. My homework this week is a PowerPoint presentation on a disease process that I chose. So that should be a little tricky. I'll let you know how it goes. And I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great one. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.